are back. I know it is a little late. My video time has been very poor lately. Well, anyway, last time we got to the top of Stark Mountain, and this time we are going to be exploring it fully. It might be a little shorter, but just because I am trying to make it a little more elongated, like longer for watching, so that people can watch it more. You know. Okay, so strength. So basically, it could be divided into more episodes. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, repel already is worn off. Max repel. So, yep, basically there, down there. Grab it. Escape rope. I don't know how long this is gonna be. I don't know how long this dungeon is gonna last for. I'm really not certain. So, it might be 20 minutes, it might be 10 minutes. It might be one of the shorter episodes that we have. I just at least want to do this, and then that's what I'm going to do for today, at least. Go over here, found a burn heal. That is a little foreshadowing right there. Actually, not little, a lot of foreshadowing. And it should be put right there. And found a full restore. Darn it, what was that all about? Oh, hey, KJ, that Buckeye whooped us. Oh, man, there's some tough trainers around everywhere. But you know, losing means I have more room to become even more tougher. That's why there's a battle tower in the battle zone. So, Alex got completely wiped. Yeah, it is very expanded, so it might look a little more pixely than usual. Hey, KJ, right? Your zippity little buddy challenged me into a battle earlier. Yeah, I owned the little dude and made sure he was taught a lesson. I don't know if I could beat him again the next time. Seriously, you're bound to run into tough trainers wherever you go. Anyway, I found out about this place, but the Pokemon here are tough. What do you say we team up and go together? Okay, so we never have to heal again. It's nice. And this place is gonna be very interesting. Extremely interesting. Dodrio and Tyrogue. Okay. Dodrio, we have new Pokemon here. Tyrogue is a fighting type. It is one of the few unique Pokemon that actually has access to 3 evolutions. Also, there's a Claydol that the guy has. I'll go into that soon. Oh god, there's gonna be a lot. So, 1. Tyrogue is a fighting type, and it has 3 different evolutions, which one is pure attack, one is a mix of defenses and attack. Well, actually, one's full glass cannon, one's a little more bulky but attacker, and then one's just a straight bulky and attacker. So it's sword-like, kind of bulky, not really bulky, decently bulky. It's weird to say, but Tyrogue by itself, it only has like 4 moves it can learn. It doesn't really do anything. On the other hand, though, Dodrio is a normal and flying type. Oh god dang it. And Madchim's gonna get smacked by Dodrio. Yup. Madchim's already down. Oh, you can already tell that this is gonna be interesting. So Dodrio is a normal and flying type. Personally, to me and a lot of other people, this is the best normal flying type of Kanto. I mean, it was one of the best normal flying types, period. I mean, people could say that Swellow was better as a normal flying type, but then when Staraptor came around, oh, forget it. You couldn't even say that. Because Staraptor just outclassed Dodrio 2-1. But Dodrio is the best Kanto normal flying type. It is better than Fearow, has more speed than Fearow, has more attack than Pidgeot. It has basically more stats, more attacking and speed stats than both Fearow and Pidgeot. But its defenses are a little lacking, at least in this game. But even then, that's basically what the normal flying stereotype is. It's not meant to be bulky. It's meant to be as an attack. But now we're going on to Claydol. Claydol is a grounded psychic type, something unique that we have not seen yet. Honchkar we have already seen. It is a bulky grounded psychic type. The typing does not really help it because it's weak to about 5 different types. Actually. No, not 6. I mean, I think ground's resistant to bug. 5 to 6, because it's definitely weak to the 3 things that ground is weak to. Then it's definitely weak to ghost and dark. But I don't think bug, because I really haven't seen anybody use bug against it, but I probably could be wrong. But anyway, it just has a lot of weaknesses, but it is still very bulky as a defenses. But its attack power is a little mediocre, but that's what you get out of a bulky Pokemon. It's supposed to bulk, take hits, do stuff on the field, which you could definitely do. It's a rapid spinner, so it can take out stealth rocks or spikes or toxic spikes, anything like that. So that's what it's sort of meant to do. And Tyrogue is being withdrawn. And Breloom. So Breloom is a grass and fighting type, something kind of unique that we have not seen up to this point. I mean, there has been other grass and fighting types later on, like Chestnut, but Breloom has definitely got that covered. It is one of the most strongest physical attackers in the whole entire game, hands down, easily. And it has so many things to back up that attack. With Spore, one of the only 100%, literally, right now it's only still, with the only 100% accurate sleep move to this date. There's probably others, and probably I'm going to say something wrong. But to this date, and then it has, if it gets poisoned, it can activate Poison Heal, which actually heals if it gets toxic. So it literally is it can heal off damage so quickly, and it just has so much attack, and then it can set up with Swords Dance. This thing is extremely strong. The only negative thing about it, and here's where it says, oh great, negative things. It is not bulky for anything. It has 60 defenses. It's not taking hits. It's not taking super effective hits, I should say. And it's also quad weak to flying. But if you get past those, it is definitely a good Pokemon. Marowak is a bulky physical ground type. Unless it has its item Thick Club, where it doubles its attack. It literally becomes one of the strongest physical attackers in the whole entire game. This thing, if you put one Swords Dance on it, which it can learn, it literally, I think it actually, if you don't put your IVs right or something, alright, no, that's in the old game. This thing can get to 1,000 attack. I did one hit KO with Grass Knot and a Psychic combo, but still not the point. It's strong. Very strong. It has strength to knock you out. But, here's the but, its speed is atrocious. If you're not running a Trick Room team, this thing is always bound to get a hit off first. And its special defense is not the best. It's not the worst, not the best. It's 80. It's far from the worst. It's just, it's going to be hard taking hits. But if this thing can survive something, you can either have one of your Pokemon massively damaged, or basically something's gonna die. It's one or the other. There's no in between. And I just realized I have to go all the way over there. Yes, I know, we're going to be exploring a majority of this. I'm probably going to miss a couple things here and there, but I'm not going to be perfect. I just at least want to get the majority. And that was a hidden item. This is a power defeated giants infuses this plate. Yeah, we won't be seeing a lot of use out of that. Okay, repels. Effect wore off. Yeah, it's just basically allows fire type moves to be like boosted by 20% like the other plate, like the mine plate. But I'm not going to be using it just because that the only Pokemon that has a fire type move is my Medicham, and it already has an item equipped to it. So really, is it worth it? No. This is just going to be a lot of exploring, going through the cave, whatnot. Okay, so there's going to be an item in here. So let's once again do another double battle. And let's hope Medicham is fully. Teach me if you will. Wow. Yeah. We have 2 ace trainers, 2 with 2 Pokemon apiece, and both of them have 2 new Pokemon. So, explaining time. Stantler, we'll start off with that first. Stantler is a mixed normal type attacker with a very good selection of move pools. Only thing with it is that it also has Intimidate, which is extremely good. So, the only thing about it is its defenses are a little bad. Its speed is perfect enough for it. It's just its defensive are kind of bad, but Intimidate really rectifies that. And it doesn't have the attacking stats that it wants to be a true mix attacker. It only has like 85, I think 90. It's still not terrible. It's really still a good Pokemon. But it's just that it's kind of at a little spot where it's like, which do I want to be at? It can do either way, and the physical special split really helps it out with that purpose of being a true mixed attacker. So we have 2. I'm going to go over Primate first because we already... Actually, no, I'll go over Torkoal because right now Torkoal's the only thing in here. Torkoal is a bulky fire type, bulky physical fire type. Already seen Carnivine, we don't need to explain that, thank God. It wants to be bulky, but the type really is a little bit eluding it. It's very bulky, at least in its physical attack. It has like... Oh no, over 100 defense, has decent special defense, decent attacks too. It has 85, I think. It's not gonna be one-shotting anything. Later on in the games, it actually does get powerful because it gets the ability Drought, which only Groudon has, which we're not gonna be seeing, so I'm just saying it, which allows Sun to be used, so it's like, if you really want to be using Sun teams, Torkoal is one of the better ones to choose. But at least for this game, it doesn't have the best stats to go with it. It doesn't have the worst. It wants to be bulky, but the type really, just because Earthquake and Surf are so common, that it just doesn't really have a chance to set up. I mean, Iron Defense is pretty good, but how about Special Defense? How about if you use Surf? Earthquake can't touch it, but Surf can. It's just in a weird predicament that it can kind of bulk out certain things, like it could bulk out Steel, Bug. It can shut down Steel and Bug types. Majority of them. Except Empoleon. But I'm saying, like, Mono-type Steel, Bug types. I mean, it could shut down a decent amount. It could shut down Fire types, too. It's at a little unfortunate stance where it doesn't have the speed. If it had higher speed, yes, it would be truly a top-tier Pokemon. Well, not top-tier, but, like, it wouldn't be terrible. So, after we kill this, Torkoal's down. Now we go into the Primate. We already had a little scene of this. Primate is one of the... Before Infernape came out, before all these fast fighting types came out, at Gen 3, which was the generation prior, this was the fastest fighting type in the game. Had 95 speed. It was definitely not the fastest Pokemon in the game, but it was the fastest fighting type. It had really good attack to back it up too. Though its defenses were pretty atrocious. That's what you gotta have a fast fighting type like Primate. But if you really want a fast fighting type, and there weren't really a lot of choices that, or if you wanted a fighting type in general, it still held true, and it was still very good at what it did. Which, I mean, it was pretty good. I've used it before in like my own series that I did. Not like, I think I did in blue or red. I think it was like on my own time, and it did really show its colors. I mean, it was just Gen 1, but still, it was still really good. Not the best, but still good. Okay, so now we go down here. And we use the stone, and we push. Being with Pokemon makes me happy. Nice. Okay, so we have a new guy, Larvitar. We've seen Drapion before. Larvitar is a rock and ground type, kind of like the others. It has 6 weaknesses. At level 55, this thing evolves into the non-strongest legendary type Pokemon in the whole entire game. There is physical proof. The gen prior, it was just one of the best Pokemon, period. In this gen, it still holds strong. I'm not saying the name, just in case if we see it. But the final evolution of this thing is a monstrosity. It isn't like, oh no, it's gonna be strong and it's gonna mess us up. It's a Titan. It has an ability called Sandstorm, which we've seen from Epowdon. It's amazing and allows Sand-type teams to run wild. It is God tier. It is one of those Pokemon that can never go wrong, even if it has a lot of weaknesses. It just, it stays true to its type and stays true to its strengths. And it's just so good. Its stats, the only thing terrible about it is its speed stat. Other than that, even has chances to ignore it because it has Dragon Dance, which you know how good Dragon Dance is from where we see from Gyarados if it actually does a physical attack. It's really good. This thing was the undisputed king of competitive play. And it has always stayed true to its strengths and its colors. I mean, technically, it wasn't the strongest because there was, like, Garchomp, Salamence, all those. I'm saying in competitive, like, there was tiers, and it was, like, one of the strongest in one of the tiers. I don't even remember which one. But it is one of the strongest Pokemon in the whole entire game. I just one-shot the other Pokemon, Mccargo. Mccargo is a Rock and Fire type. That is the direct inverse of the final evolution of Larvitar, where it completely sucks, and it is quad weak to both ground and water, along with a slew of other moves, like fighting. And it has low speed, low special defense, decent attacks, not really good HP, but really good defense. Though, it won't help if it's gonna take a hit. And even, it just doesn't do anything. It's one of those Pokemon where they're like, oh, you get it late in the game, but yet it still stinks. It sucks. And that's the perfect example of Mccargo. It really isn't even useful. Overheat. We won't be able to use it. It is a move that is stronger than even Fire Blast, which we've seen before. I think. Hope. And that move, it has 20 more power than Fire Blast, but the flip side of it, it lowers your special attack by 2 every single time you use it. So it is like a one-hit move, kind of. Where you use it once, and then you're out. Wait, why can't I rock climb? Oh, because there's somebody with me. Whoops. So that means I'm gonna have to leave that item and I'll probably forget about it. We have multiple paths ahead of us. We have that path down there. This path up here, that was the entrance. This path down here, which leads to an item, but with 2 Psychic-type guys up ahead. So I'm going to switch out Mismagius. By the way, I am going to be using those 2 rare candies on Sudowoodo to get it back up into levels. So I'm just letting you know that. Probably going to be some new Psychic types, so let's get ready. Okay, we've already seen Xatu, but we have not seen Baltoy. Baltoy is the pre-evolution of actually Claydol. So it is what you have to use to evolve into you get Claydol, which I think is the late 30s, very early 40s, like 40 maybe on the dot. Actually, no, it's 30s. I think it's 36. It's late 30s. I know that for a fact. We've seen Xatu before. It's a special attacker, could be mixed, really doesn't want to be mixed because it doesn't have low attack, but it doesn't have high attack. But it's usually just a special attacker, and other than that, stats are pretty low. So, yeah, and by the way, if you saw, we lost a little bit of HP there. It's because our Life Orb did some extra little chip damage, but we just 1-hit KO'd the Xatu. Cosmic Power is a move that increases your defense and special defense by 1 stage. And Mismagius on the flip side. Basically, this Mismagius will be able to 1-hit KO anything at the cost of some HP, which I can always heal up at the end, so it really isn't a nuisance. It's only a tiny chunk, too. I think it's only like 10% of your health. Which, to be honest, really isn't that bad. So, now, Sandstorm. You've seen that. Shadow Ball. Oh, Mismagius is on a tearing spree against this team. Even with the Cosmic Power with 1 defense to its special defense, it just completely obliterates that Baltoy. I mean, it was super effective, but still. I think this is actually, I've played this game a lot, and this is the first time that I've actually got, like, DPP, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. I haven't ever played through this cave, I think. Yeah, I've never. So anyway, I'm just going to continue on. We have Grumpig. So Grumpig is a Psychic type. It is a speedy special defensive wall, which can go mixed attack, I think. It wants to go special attack most of the time, though. So I actually think it would just be a special attacker, but I think it could be mixed if possible. But it has a little bit of special defense. I think it has a tiny bit of defense, nothing really. And it's pretty speedy. It's not the fastest, but it isn't the slowest. It's far from it. It's just like has this weird smattering of stats, which don't really propel it to a extreme height of success, unfortunately. By the end, we could just heal it up again, and Mismagius will be brand new. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have Buck to heal us up too, even better. An Iron Ball, that is like the lagging tail, but just lowers your speed just even a little bit more. Like a lot more, actually, wait. Makes it slower than usual. I think I already had an Iron Ball. Yep. Yeah, that cut speed makes the flying type of levitating hold. Yeah, so basically, it's a little bit better than lagging tail, but kinda not. I mean, could be used for levitating Pokemon just to set up Trick Room and still not be hit by ground type moves, but meh. Found a zinc on a rock. Let me actually go back and fight these two trainers on the bottom over here. I think I already have, though. Actually, now I'm 90% certain I have. Nope. Good thing I said 90%. Okay, we got two new newbies. So these are both Kanto Pokemon. We have Aerodactyl and Kangaskhan. So, let's start off with Kangaskhan first. Kangaskhan is a very stereotypical normal type. It has decently high attack stats. It has good defenses, good speed, good special defense, and really good HP. The only thing that stinks about it is its special attack, which is very paltry, but still, it has good coverage with its physical type moves. It learns Earthquake, Sucker Punch, Rock Slide, Return. It learns a lot of physical type moves, which it just makes it a really good Pokemon. Not the best, but really good. So, Aerodactyl is actually one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. Actually, yeah. It's actually fast as Crobat, which was the fastest Pokemon in the game in the Sinnoh Pokedex. And it has really high attack with that. Flip side, once again, let's hear it now. No defense for Beans, and special attack not really good. But never used special attack anyway, it's just physical attack. Crunch. Okay, Miss Magus is going down. Forgot to say Crunch too. That's Crunch. Oh wow, it actually tanked it. Come on, Claydol, do some damage. That was literally nothing. And I completely missed. Why did you use reversal? I don't know. Really questioning this guy's methods. Special defense drop, though. Thunder will be able to probably finish off the Kangaskhan with the special defense drop. Yep, Claydol actually came in clutch with that special defense drop. There was no target. And here's another normal type, Ursaring. This relies entirely on status, so basically, this thing is a physical type monstrosity. 130 attack monstrosity. It can wipe out a team with its physical attack. Its speed, on the other hand, though, is atrocious. And its defenses are middle of the road. Its HP is high, but it's not gonna do any rewards with that speed because its speed is 55, while its defense, special attack, and special defense is only 75. That actually might one-hit KO because it has 130 attack, or decently do very close to it. 2-hit KO. So, it also has a really good HP stat, allowing it to take a little bit more than one hit. Later generations, it gets an ability Quick Feet, where whenever it gets status, it actually gets a speed boost, which really comes in handy. But in this generation, it only has Guts. But even then, if it has Guts and Facade, any Pokemon that is not a Rock or a Steel type, or is not the best physical defensive wall in the whole entire game, is going to get at least 1 to 2 hit KO'd. It's strong. If I would ever do like a Soul Silver Heart Gold Let's Play, I'm putting that thing in my team. It's strong. Okay, so now we go up. We'll go up here. We'll go over there. Because that's the exit out. One last double battle. Mythical Pokemon. Interesting. Okay, so we got a little bit more than we anticipated. We got 2 new Pokemon here. We got a Bagon. Actually, I think it's not new, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Actually, no, it isn't new. So, Bagon is a very special Pokemon. I was going to say special attacker. It is a dragon type, one of the dragon flying types that I said before with like the Dratini and Dragonair. Its final evolution is also a dragon flying type. This thing, though, trades in some bulk that Dragonite has, instead pumping it into its attack, speed, and special attack. Making this thing a monstrosity of an attacker. You can smack any move on it, it works. Smack on Dang Tackle, I think it would do a lot of damage. It's a point, it does damage. Next thing, this is the next evolution of its Shelgon. It takes some of its speed temporarily and just puts it into its bulk. Anyway, Loudred is a mixed attacker, again, but it actually isn't as hampered as usual mixed attackers. It actually has good bulk to go along with it, and a pretty decent speed. Not the best, not the worst. It actually is a really good mixed attacker. So if you ever wanted a normal type mixed attacker, Loudred was your guy. And of course, it was one of the Pokemon that could learn basically any move. It has Surf, Fire Blast, Thunderbolt, Hyper Voice, Crunch. It learns a lot of moves. Basically, think of a move, Loudred can learn it. It can even learn like Shadow Balls. It can't learn Psychic. Might actually, probably can. It learn Brick Break, Focus Punch. This thing can learn a lot of moves. Ice Beam, Blizzard. Forgot that. Can learn the Elemental Fangs. This thing has a lot of attacks. So Donphan, we've seen that before. I know that for a fact. Do I want to kill our Claydol? Yeah. Let's kill the Claydol. Killed. And it's out of here. We've seen Tauros before too. So now it's just a 1v1. And Giga Impact. That is a 150 power physical normal type move, but it has to make the user recharge after one turn. It was like, it's the physical version of Hyper Beam, basically. I'll just do one more serve because it has to recharge. Okay, Empoleon level 61. Sudowoodo will probably be just like only a tad bit behind, but it won't be bad. We go over here, we get a Pokeball. Go down over here. We get nothing. Did I just seriously go the wrong way? I totally did. Yep, I can't even use it because I couldn't even use a bike. Dang. Yay, another trainer couple. Oh, wait. Okay, we have one new Pokemon. Dunsparce. It is the god of all Pokemon. It is blessed with the best attack, special attack. It is literally has the best stats of all Pokemon in every single game. This is going to be one of the hardest battles. Psych! 100 HP. Rest of its stats are 70 and under. The next highest is its attack with 70. It's only a singular evolution. It is one of the worst Pokemon in the whole entire game. It is not the worst. It isn't the worst of everything, but it is one of the worst Pokemon in the whole entire game. Like, if you did a 100 worst Pokemon list, I'd probably be like early 40s, late 30s, like around there. And it's one of a final evolution, for God's sakes. Like, it doesn't do anything. It's slow as heck. It's like 30 or 40 speed. The only saving grace of it is that it has Serene Grace, one of the best abilities in the game, which allows a Pokemon to have its secondary chance of ability doubled. So, for instance, if you have a move like Headbutt, which has a 30% flinch rate, it will now become a 60% flinch rate. Still, though, it's not gonna save it with that horrendous speed. It's not going places. Sorry. Even in the manual that it came out with, in Pokemon Crystal, there was a manual that literally said you should probably just skip it because it doesn't learn an attacking type move. When you catch it, it's like level 2 or something. And it doesn't learn an attacking type move until late 20s. Which it was like Rage or something. Which is mind-boggling in how... Okay, Staraptor's dead. Which is how mind-boggling that the game decides to just screw over a Pokemon. Wait a minute. Heh, Staraptor lives. It looks like I'm just going to continuously spam close combat until I die. You've seen Rampardos before. It is a rock type that has highest attack stat, one of the highest attack stats in the game, but at the same time, it said their stats are atrocious with 60s and 50s, but it's meant to be an attacker, so let it be. Another Psychic. Aw, oh, dang. It's gonna kill me, isn't it? Oh, wow, wait a minute. I live! Trade eat. Scyther. Scyther is a bug and flying type, kind of like Mothim or Beautifly. But, big butt. It is a good Pokemon. Yes, you're like, wait, did he just say a bug flying type was good? Beautifly stinks, like he said it all the time. And, Mothim stinks. What does he mean? It has good speed, good attack, decent defenses, decent HP, good special defense, good speed, actually great speed, great attack. It has Sword Stance, Baton Pass. It actually has moves and stats to back up its typing. It is, I would say, probably the best bug and flying typing that the game has to offer. Even after all these generations. Even if it was a general oneer. it still withstood the testament of time to this time. And even later games, it got even stronger because of a certain stone, which I'm not going to be saying. It's called Eviolite. I am going to be saying it. Okay, so now we go over here. We Rock Smash. There's so many trainers. Yeah, but by the way, it's only this section, and then the next section is going to be something a little different. By a little, I mean a lot. Spoilers. Okay, we have a new one. Vibrava! So Vibrava is a Dragon and Ground type. And it is not a unique one because it was the first Dragon and Ground type. I should say Garchomp was the only unique Dragon and Ground type. Flygon was a final evolution. Surprise. Vibrava is actually a decent attacker. It has 100 for its attack and 100 for its speed for its final evolution, Flygon, spoilers, and 80 for the rest of its stats. But its typing and its ability to levitate makes up for it, allowing it to tank a lot of moves, actually attack back with some decent power. It does show its worth, even if its stats don't show it. Even if the stats say that it's not going to be the best, its moves, typing, and ability sort of circumvent that. And it's one of the few cases that the stats don't determine what the Pokemon is. It could be a mixed attacker, it could be a physical attacker, it could be a bulky Pokemon. Just because of that unique typing and the very good resistances that it has to that typing. It is extremely well-rounded in that typing, and in its ability to levitate, which make ground-type moves completely immune to it, which is in one of the few cases that's really good. So it's one of the few Pokemon that are not barred by their stats, is what I'm trying to say. Claydol is paralyzed, can't move. Seadra, we have already seen this before. Another Brave Bird. I'm going crazy. Going stir crazy. Claydol is paralyzed once again. And a Dragonair. I totally meant to do Brave Bird, but whatever. Close combat. Aww. Claydol can actually get off a hit and not get paralyzed. Or just not get obliterated by this Dragonair's Aqua Tail. Nope. No obliterations. Thank you. Claydol actually shows its worth yet again. All this rockside stuff, I'm gonna just probably completely miss. I looked at the items beforehand. There were nothing really that was too important over at the rock sliding sections. So I'm not gonna be really worrying about that, to say. Okay, moving the boulder. Very far. All the way in till the end. There we go. There's the X's. Yep. And Buck abandons. Not entirely. Hey, check this out. It's the Magma Stone, the treasure of Stark Mountain. Since I found it, that makes me the greatest trainer out of everyone. Thanks. You all helped it happen. Oof. Whoa, wow. That was wicked. The volcano is in shock from that. You shocked it right now. Nah, that can happen. Sad as a Zipsy Zap trainer bug. Sit down for the exit. Alright, wait. I'll be back. I need to check one thingy. Okay, so I just had to do something real quick. So now we're actually, I know this is gonna kill me totally, but we're actually bailing. Which is so inconvenient. Yeah, and by the way, we're not done yet. We are not even close to done yet. Okay, that was incentive. I just realized they were all healed. Whoops. Okay. I have an extra rare candy. Sweet. Okay, so now we gotta continue chucking forward. So basically, I think we go in here, maybe? Ah! I'll put the Magma Stone back. And he's gone. See, the Magma Stone was found. Oh, may cause an eruption. Whoa! Well, I gotta hoof it all the way back there. This is gonna kill me. I'll be back! Ah! So some things to do when we get back. Basically, I'm just gonna take you to this point. I had to literally go all the way back. You saw that. I talked to him. I just had to book it all the way over here, so that was a pain. We just got that item, so now we go up here. Basically, now we get a little bit quicker to where we're gonna go. Wait. I think with the rock climb, it'll be a lot easier to get over there. Boy. Rock climb. Rock climb. I was right. Rock climb. You want to be saving this. If you ever play this game, which I really haven't gotten to that point yet, you want to be saving this point, because we're having a little surprise. Not a little, big surprise. And thank God I still kept Raichu in here. Buck literally just plopped it back, and apparently when he did, a legendary Pokemon appeared. Yeah. Okay, let's fight it. Legendary Pokemon to get in the video. Let's get it. Heatran! So, Heatran is, oh. I totally thought it said level 50. Well. So, basically, Heatran is a fire and steel-type Pokemon, but you think, oh, great, it's gonna be quad weak to ground, so it's gonna be useless. It is far from that. It is actually a really strong Pokemon. It scorches Pokemon with 130 special attack, one of the highest special attacks to this point. It also has really good defenses, 100 to be exact. It's even its attacks pretty strong. Its HP pretty good too. The only thing bad about it is its speed, but other than that, it's still really good, and it still has ways to circumvent this, like a choice, like with certain items or certain berries, stuff like that. It still can circumvent these things, and it actually has really good coverage moves. It even has like Earth Power. It has Fire. It has even unique abilities. A move called Magma Storm. It has Flash Cannon. You can teach a Flash Cannon. It has Iron Head, as you see there. It doesn't lack coverage moves. It also has like certain really good moves like Protect, Toxic. It's more like a stally Pokemon, but it really excels in that role. Exceptionally excels in the role. It is unfortunately the weak to the quad ground, but if it's like, for instance, it does have ways to circumvent, as I said before. It can Toxic them to leave a lasting influence. It can use Flash Cannon, which is neutral to them, making them a big smack with that meaty special attack stat. Excuse me. It is a very good Pokemon. I am not going to add this on my team, even though basically I was complaining this whole entire game that they didn't have fire types. Yes, this is post-game, and yes, I already have a full-fledged team. There's nothing I really want to be replacing this with. Or rephrase, I do want to replace it, but I still want to keep the original team that I've had for all these. I want to still keep my original team. That's what I'm saying. If I didn't, and if I wanted to go to, like, strength equals first, I would probably already have Palkia on my team and level that thing up to, like, late 60s. And just use that. Also, Lava Bloom. That is a new move that we haven't seen. It is an 80 power fire-type move that has a 30% chance to burn. It's sort of like Discharge, but with burn chances. Empoleon, like, blank checks it unless it has Earth Power, which Earth Power is a special type ground move. One of the strongest, if not probably the strongest in the game. But if it doesn't have that, I'm completely blocking this Heatran, because it only has Steel and Fire, which my Empoleon both resist. Well, actually, it doesn't resist Fire. It actually is neutral to it, but still, it's Steel type. It's just gonna wall. Now, here comes the Ultra Ball throws. Paralyzed it, and now it's down to red health. I mean, it'll take a bit. Okay. There. If it doesn't do like another 2 shakes in like the next 2 turns, I'm just gonna pause it and just capture it on my own. To not keep you guys just to literally constantly see me throwing Pokeballs. I mean, I don't really think that's an appeal. Iron Head, quad resisted. But the music is pretty nice, though. They did make a unique soundtrack for Heatran. Not unique, but I think a couple other legendaries have that, but it's still unique in the fact that we haven't heard it yet. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, you know what? I'll just be back. So I'm in the middle of catching it. My whole entire team died. But I revived them. My Bidoof just survived a level 70 Heatran Fire Spin with 7 health. But Barrel's God, that's all I gotta say. Oh my god. Okay, let's continue on checking them Pokeballs. I'll be back. I used every single Pokeball and the thing didn't go in. So I'm reverting to the previous save. I'll be back. I swear to God, this has taken me 4 resets. This thing, it doesn't want to be caught. No, wait, I'm gonna have to go outside. It didn't want to be caught. So basically, then Buck just disappears for the whole entire game and you will never see him again. Because they kind of had no place left for him. It's kind of sad. Oh, dear God. I actually literally need to restock up on supplies. Just in case if I need to catch anything else. It took me a couple of resets, like the first time when I was talking to you. It killed itself using Struggle, which a move we haven't even seen yet. When a Pokemon runs out of all power points, it struggles, dealing damage to an opponent, but also dealing damage in return. So it killed itself with Struggle. The second time I ran out of Pokeballs, and the third time, which was this time, I finally caught it, but I literally had to use, like, basically all my other Pokeballs. It was a nightmare. Oh, now I officially never need the good old-fashioned Ultra Balls ever again. Oh. Timid, that is plus speed minus attack, which is actually really, really good nature for it. Just need Flash Cannon, but we don't have another TM for that. But we already have a Steel type, which is Empoleon, so... Jeez, that was actually really hard. Well, it is going to be approximately another very long episode. So, once again, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, do what all you guys do to make this YouTube channel the most popular you possibly can on YouTube. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.